God's sakes, Pearson, pull your trousers up. We're going into battle.
I could do with a good soak. There's so many of them, sir.
Turn around, fellas. The war is that away. Ah!
My spells can preserve us.
Before I get into sort of like the slightly heavier stuff, I'll just give you a brief rundown on yourself, Minyon.
Okay.
You are a fairly fresh general, quote unquote, of the Empire. You're actually sort of a mercenary captain currently, and your recent job has been to hunt like fairly low-level monsters around this area. There's been like a few attacks recently with like small green skin bands. There's been 1 or 2 trolls that have popped up, occasionally like a rat ogre and stuff like that. And basically you've kept a mercenary company together that's, as you can see, fairly small. There's yourself, swordsman, crossbowman. You've got myself, who's an old captain, bit of an old soak to be honest, but kind of useful sometimes. And recently you've had some contact about there being a bit of a bigger job in the local area. However, you haven't got that job yet, and your contact that you're supposed to meet in this particular tavern hasn't arrived. So let me tell you about the area that you're in. Okay. You're in Soland. So Soland is part of Visenland in the Empire, and it's on the very southern border. And Soland has a strange history where it used to be its own state within the Empire, but basically it was split up when orcs smashed a load of it and killed most of the population. And now Visenland owns Soland. So you'll find there's a little bit of a bad blood between the people who are Solanders and the people who are Visenlanders. But we're south of the river here, so you're in Soland. And you'll find that with my chap, he is definitely a Solander and not a Visenlander. You don't really have any affiliation. You're from pretty much the centre. You don't mind really any of the petty politics. You're just here to make the money.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just in it for the cash, man.
Exactly, and get some experience before you head back to the Empire proper, and hopefully get yourself a nice charter to raise a proper army. But that takes us to the tavern where we're sat, and it's a lovely sunny day outside. But in here, the fire's still crackling away because these old buildings made of stone take a while to heat up. And suddenly the door creaks, and in enters a man in a very tall black hat.
Is he a magician?
Certainly seems to be. You're cute, Wheatley.
Sorry. Hello. Sorry, I need to get serious.
Good day, good sir.
Evening.
Are you the mysterious person I've been waiting for?
If you've been waiting for someone, perhaps it is I that you have been waiting for.
What are the odds?
You wizard. We've been
The
waiting for a
wizard.
bloody wizard.
Not just a wizard,
Magician.
a brother of the Amethyst Order.
So, go high
So you
paid
might
magician?
notice that the wizard is, as he says, of the Amethyst Order, the Order of Death. And
Okay.
the whole tavern goes hushed, and some of the patrons look nervous, and a few of them even leave. But he leans in close to you, and he pulls out a scroll, which appears to have some details.
Is that a scroll in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
This scroll has the information you seek.
Nice. Winning lotto numbers. Been waiting for this day, mate.
And he shows you the words on the paper, and the old soak of a captain next to you goes, "Oh, he expects us to bloody read. I can't bloody read. Wizard's writing looks like scrawls on paper."
Gobbledygook.
It's surprising of a man of Soland.
But you notice that the writing is fairly well formed, as if it's been written by possibly someone of quite high education. And on the writing, you notice that there's a talk of an orc warlord who is raising an army of trolls, of all things, in the mountains. And this is the thing that keeps coming down and bothering local villages. And you notice on the bottom that there's a hefty sum of 750 marks to be gained from removing this menace. And you also know that the old soak of a captain with you won't ask for any monetary compensation, and really your other expenses will be covered by the previous job you did. So that would be 750 gold straight in your pocket.
Nice.
Unless, of course, the wizard's asking for a little.
Yeah, well, what's in this for you, mate? You know, you're hardly doing this out of the kindness of your top hat.
I am guided by the wind of Shaiish, and the wind has determined that you are to save this village area.
Well, if I can save
bloody
lives
wind.
and get paid for it, I call that a 2 for me. Let's do this thing.
And so you pack up your gear and you head out of the tavern. Some of the customers still looking pretty nervous, and a couple of kids running away from the door as you appear with the wizard. And you signal to your camp of followers that are pitched up in the nearby field, and they begin collecting their items together. And in the now nearly midday sun, you make your way off into the mountains away from the village. You know that it's going to be fairly decent weather over the next couple of days, but what you're not sure on is what the weather in the mountains is going to be like, because it's always changeable up there.
Yeah, better bring a nice coat, lads. It's gonna get brisk, I reckon.
Off you head. The mountains, as always, are fairly inhospitable, but nowhere near as bad as they have been. But as you get further and further into the mountains, you start seeing more and more items that would indicate that you're getting closer to some sort of stronghold of these foul beasts. Bones, dead cows left half dismembered, broken trees. Once or twice you even catch a huge bone club just left propped against the rock. And suddenly, in the distance, you hear the sly sound of what appears to be a troll hiding. Unusual, I know. But you catch him out of the corner of your eye, and he makes a loping run away. So you know that the trolls and the orcs have
Teamed up.
been forewarned of you.
That's not good. It means they're going to be expecting some sort of battle. It's like I was hoping to just ambush them and murder them in their sleep. This is going to get tough.
Oh, I reckon we can take them, though. Trolls, they're not exactly big in the brain department, are they?
That's true, but neither are we.
Fear not. You're accompanied by a brother of the Amethyst Order.
That's right, and he said we've got the wind at our back. That's always a good sign. Oh wait, no, we're not sailing.
on my back.
Shaiish will spare us.
What he said, but better. Let's do this thing, guys. I think I can feel it down in my plums. We can do this.
And in the distance, suddenly you see a small battle line appear. There appear to be 8 hulking figures, accompanied by one still fairly large, but smaller figure, who shouts something clearly not in human tongue, maybe in Orcish. And you find that you probably should order your men and prepare to be charged.
Okay, get into formation, lads. Don't be slacking. If you do, this is the time you'll get yourself killed. We need to do this quick, decisive, and for God's sakes, Peterson, pull your trousers up. We're going into battle.
I don't like that aloof bastard wizard, if you ask me.
Fear not. I will ignore your ignorance for now.
Are you sure this is how you want to set up the lads, sir?
Actually, yeah, that was a good call.
Be mindful. These targets are large. The archers should have some kind of advantage over them.
Well,
they're not a smart bunch,
sir, I'll try and keep them in order.
but they'll die on command. So that's good enough for me.
Fear not. Shaiish will prevent them from going to Moore's Garden.
Yeah, whatever you say, buddy.
The only thing that's bloody prevented me all those times is my own steel and sword. Come on, lads, take it to them.
So here's the plan,
Shaiish
fellas.
preserve us.
We finish this nice and quick because I feel a bit of a shit coming on and it's touching chainmail. So we don't want to hang about. And just one thing I
It
hate
happens when you get a little nervous before a battle, sir.
happens every time. If I didn't shit myself mid-battle, then it's not even that much of a battle.
Sir, it looks like they're coming up through the woods as well.
Oh, that guy's really enthusiastic. Die, orcs!
May I give your men a blessing?
Who's gonna get here first? The forest guy?
I give them aspect of the Dread Knights.
Yeah, there we go. Right, they're trying to flank us on the right.
Fear not, the Amethyst Order can hold.
I don't know what you've done to the boys, but they're bloody terrifying.
Holy shit, what the hell is that?
The trolls.
It's a giant hand.
Shaiish has tasted their will, and it
I'm
will
actually
falter.
gonna get back behind the soldiers.
Hold the
Yeah.
line, boys.
Hey, wizard, do you need a hand over there?
I'm gonna take on this all fast.
Ah! Oh, these guys are whizzing shit up. Attack them!
This can't be the way I perish.
Right, we're holding on the left flank. We just need to worry about these guys absolutely destroying us on the right.
My spells can preserve us.
Oh, what a kick!
Aspect of the Dread Knight.
Lads, get it together. Oh, they're fleeing. Flee, you stinking trolls.
They've
I'm
tasted
holding off. I'm not sure I'm gonna survive this one.
They run like how I feel. Like I need to take a shit. He's definitely dropping deuces there, look. Okay, don't chase them too much.
I can't take this anymore.
Oh no!
Fear not, Captain, whatever you are, recognize.
I'm
I
coming,
have come
Captain!
to support you with Shaish's will.
I'm gonna have to pull back.
Get out of there, Captain! Don't be a hero. Ah! Oh, that was actually a good jump by him. He's covered in blood. He's been really going to town on my boys. Oh shit. Get in there! You are officially cannon fodder, lads.
Aspect of the Dread Knight.
That's it. Oh, we're holding it. We're holding it.
The curses of Shaiish will bless these orcs.
Right. Get
Yet
that.
trolls.
Get their leader. Oh, where did these guys come from?
The roll of death will consume him.
I might be able to get back in the fight.
Don't risk it, Captain.
Shaiish will preserve you, Captain.
You're more used to me alive.
Your men are faltering, and my magic reserves have been drained.
Yeah, so it's not looking good, alright. But, you know what? It's...
That's it. I'm gonna get into it. Damn these trolls.
Come on. Almost have them, lads. Okay.
Without their leader, they'll falter.
Darkness.
Right, my swordsmen are getting torn asunder. Lads, these are useless.
I will drain their life force.
That's it.
You know what, wizard?
I've
Maybe
met a
you
few-
are all right.
Close victory, Jesus.
So as the trolls finally run from the maybe whooping is a strong word. As the trolls run from the gentle basting that you did to them, and the mincemeat that you did make of their leader, they return back into the mountains from where they originally came, no longer having a reason to work together.
Yeah.
However, your men are quite battered and bruised, and the poor old captain is definitely one eyeball down. To be fair, he probably had one eyeball gone before this already. You look onto the wizard from the Law of Death with slightly more respect than what you had to him before. He certainly seemed to prove his worth there. But he is now busy picking through the corpses on the field. And eventually some of your swordsmen return to you. You appear to have about half of the unit left. And all of your crossbowmen are still here. You look on the carnage on the battlefield and realize that it's probably going to cost you a bit of money to replenish the troops that you've lost here. You estimate that you're probably going to have to spend about 250 marks just to bring your soldiers back up to fighting volume, which would leave you with about 500 when you go back and claim your prize.
Okay, it's not too bad. It's still walking around money.
That's very true. Also, one of the things that you definitely realize is that you might actually do well by getting a horse, because one of the things that you felt like you should have been able to do was maneuver around the battlefield a little bit more. And as you look over at the old soak next to you, he goes, "Horses, yes, sir. You're thinking what I'm thinking. I might be able to sort us out. They might be nags, but they'll still move."
Oh, good. So long as I'm not riding around on some sort of donkey, then we're all good.
Oh, well, maybe a donkey for the wizard.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Or maybe
My
a retarded camel or
maneuverability
something.
is what saved those men from Moore's Garden.
Yep.
Have some respect. While you fled the field, it was me that held the line.
Well,
Credit,
sometimes you're right.
credit's given where it's due, and yeah, he pretty much saved our bacon back there. You've earned my trust for now, magician. But, it's a long road ahead, and there's plenty more coin where that came from. So, yeah, you're in my good books. Try to stay there.
And your fellows gather up their items, and you begin trekking down from the mountain as night falls. Unfortunately, your men are forced to make camp before you can move into town tomorrow.